And, you know, just the situation that we're in right now with these booths next to us, everything going on, that pressure, knowing that only one of these teams are going to be going through to LA. It really is do or die right from the word go. And with a best-of-5 series setup, you really have to have a strong start on there. We saw with TYT earlier, one of the biggest downfalls, I think, throughout the whole series for them was just the start which they got on that first domination. That really, you know, I saw them in the booth, their heads started to go down. They really came back with it, with those Blitz. But no, I talked to Benny quickly very afterwards, and he said, you know, they deserved it. And this is the thing. When you're in an environment like this, it is purely whoever deserves to go through.
Well, we're talking about that actually. I mean, people are like, oh, TYT, you know, all this sort of thing. You can remember that there's only 8 UK teams here, so essentially that's top 8.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a phenomenal achievement considering they've not been playing long together. And I think they are just going to keep growing stronger and stronger as a squad. You know, they are all completely down to earth. They didn't seem too heartbroken about it whatsoever. As I said, Benny, lovely, lovely guy, just came on and said, no, they completely deserved it. And the first thing that he did after they won is he just clapped them. Simple as that in the booth. Obviously, they couldn't even hear, but he just clapped them. So, you know, great sportsmanship, exactly what we want to see in Call of Duty esports. We see some incredibly tense games. And, you know, people, you know, it's so close to losing their cool almost in some respects because, you know, heightened emotions and everything, and with so much riding on it, this is going to be a great series to watch. We've already seen some great series today. This is, you know, right before this weekend started, this was my #1 game to watch if you were only going to be able to tune into one game, so we'll see.
I don't know. I've kind of got a bit of a favourite coming up later on, and it's Tech versus Aware.
Oh, yeah, that one.
I'm looking forward to that game as well.
Yeah.
There's a few games people have penciled in. That is certainly one of them. But yes, this game is going to be so tight. So I actually want to talk more about how, you know, what this event is actually changes the way that this game is kind of played.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in a usual event, usual tournament, it's going to be tense, it's going to be under a lot of pressure. But at no point in a normal tournament, you're thinking, oh my goodness, if we lose this, I'm not going to World Championships, I'm not going to LA.
Yeah.
Because the other team will go, oh my goodness, we're going. So they get the adrenaline, but it's actually like, it makes it worse.
It does.
It's so much bigger than anything else these guys will have played.
It heightens everything else. Again, of course, this is my first time at the European Championships, seeing anything like this in a setting. I did manage to watch a bit of it last year, and you kind of get an aspect for it when you're watching it on the screen. So we do hope that you guys can kind of feel the intensity which is happening here, but you really cannot put it into words. It is just crazy. These teams sitting basically next to each other. We are only the division, really, in between these two teams, and it's just that they know as soon as they step into that booth, they will be stepping out of it either with that free trip to LA in the bags, or they will be going home again with absolutely nothing. And again, they will not even be able to compete tomorrow. That's another thing as well. We talk about LA a lot.
They will have to sit there and they will have to watch everybody else play, wishing it was them. And, you know, they will go over the game a million times. I've spoken to players so many times after events, and even like, you know, 6-7 hours after the event, they'll be sitting there going, dude, that one map, that one round of S&D, that one kill, then they'll just be highlighting things that went wrong. And they just won't be able to get over it because these guys care so much. Yeah. And I said, it only makes it worse when this much is on the line.
It does indeed, but this is the way it is. This is what makes Call of Duty esports such an exciting title to be able to bring you all of the action from. It does mean that there is, you know, real joyous occasions. On one half of the stage, you'll have people absolutely delighted. On the other half, you will have complete and utter heartbreak. There's no real other way to put it apart from that term itself. Heartbreak really is the best term to use. And that's just the way it goes. That's what shows that it's such a phenomenal game. That's what really brings it down to the level that, you know, makes everybody love it so much here in the venue and at home as well. So I'm hoping for some more cracking games tonight. Of course, we are getting late into the evening now. It's about 7 o'clock or so, just past then. We've got still a lot more action to bring you guys this evening. So you're in for a whole night of Call of Duty action.
We really are. And you know, another great thing I've actually been noticing is the polls that are going on.
Yeah, I know.
All the polls going on. You can't see which way the community is swinging back and forth. And, you know, it's one of them ones where do they think they're going to win, or are they just more popular? And it's kind of great to see that kind of statistic come in. I actually really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, and, you know, again, I would have thought, you know, going back to that last game, of course, TYT, they have a huge following because of their background. And it's just one of those things that I feel, you know, a couple of their fans may be a bit, you know, annoyed that TYT didn't do that, and they may. I just really hope fans of TYT don't take that out on Orbit, because even the TYT guys themselves are claiming that that was a completely justified victory. And, you know, if I was a TYT fan, I would be going on Twitter and congratulating the other team. And this is the thing that really needs to come into esports a hell of a lot more. Is just, you know, if a team turns up on LAN and performs better than the team which you may be supporting, that's it. That's just the way it happened. You've just got to accept that, move on, and, you know, and congratulate the team who did qualify, because, you know, again, when we're in these stages now with the French, with the German, and with the UK qualifiers, they've not just had the preliminary online qualifiers like some of the other ones have. They've had a league system as well to get through.
That's the great thing, right? So, obviously, I do some work for G-Finley, so kind of when we were going through the entire thing, you were looking like, we need the best teams to come to this event. How do we, make this qualification process as big as we can do, but also at the same time filter it enough that the teams come here, so the matches are tight. Yeah. And we've seen so many 3-2s this weekend that it's kind of worked out quite well. Yeah. These teams are genuinely very evenly matched.
Yeah, they are indeed, of course. If you guys aren't quite aware of what the setup happened, so for the German, the French and the UK squads, they did actually have to play an initial preliminary online qualifier, which is just a bracket tournament progressing through there. And if they managed to progress through that, then they had to play in a league system, playing every single other team who progressed through those same brackets. And if they managed to place in the top places there, they booked themselves a spot here. And just being able to come to the European Championships is enough of an honour. We haven't talked about it that much today, but to represent your country and to be able to be here and really show the rest of the world
what this is.
Exactly.
It's nationwide showdowns.
Yeah, it really is.
And obviously all the teams get behind it, the communities get behind it. So guys, if you don't understand, what the slots are and how it all kind of breaks down, the UK will have 4 slots to go to the World Championships. France will have 2, so will Germany, and then every other region will have 1 from the European Championships.
Yeah, and indeed we already do know from Germany who's going to be those 2 squads heading to LA. It is going to be SK Gaming and, of course, Killerfish. That was a phenomenal game, which me and Tom were very lucky to cast over earlier on, just a couple of hours ago. So that's going to be your German squads already confirmed, and of course, all of the all of the teams which you saw earlier on, like the Benelux qualifiers, the Nordic qualifiers, they are all
Italian, Spanish.
Yeah, exactly, all ready to go, and they can book their tickets now and get ready for it. And I mean, that just must be a feeling of complete joy and elation. You cannot really put it into words. But anyway, we're just making sure that everybody can get set up and into the game. We do apologise for the delay, but let's have a look at the maps, Brycey, see what we've got coming up in this series.
Well, fortunately, for one of the first times, we are going to have a little bit of a mismatch of maps here. So coming up, first of all, we're going to have a Domination on Freight, which we've actually seen quite a lot this weekend. It seems to be kind of a favourite between the players. Then we will have Search and Destroy on Sovereign. We're going to have a Blitz, Warhawk, Domination on Strike Zone. I haven't cast one of them yet today. No. And then the final map will be Search and Destroy on Warhawk if we get that far.
Yeah, it will indeed. And I do predict that we are going to be seeing that Search and Destroy on Warhawk. And I actually do believe as well, Brycey, when we casted the online league between these two, it did come down to a Search and Destroy on Warhawk.
I believe it was incredibly close between these two.
It was.
The entire way through. And I predict the same thing again. You can't not. These two, the level of talent is just so high. That's kind of how it's got to happen.
Yeah, it is indeed. And you can see them there in their booth, just making sure that everything is prepared, just taking their headsets off, making sure that they've got everything in the right place and they are ready to go. And it looks like we are pretty much there. Clapping their hands there.
Trying to get pumped.
Yeah, that's such an important part, isn't it? Of course, because, again, they've taken away, these booths have taken away that element of intimidation, which some teams talked about it a bit earlier on, but it's just about your teamwork. You've got those 4 people in there, of course, the admin as well, but it's all about what you do as a team, how you perform, and, and I think a huge part of Call of Duty nowadays is maybe not so much counteracting what the other team do, but just making sure you stick to your game plan and you do not stray away from it.
Yeah, it is. It's like I said before, it's a head game.
Yeah.
So much of this game is a head game. And obviously you can back it up with playtime, muscle memory, strategies, things like that. But realistically, when it comes down to you, it's you and a controller, and you've got to make that decision.
Yep, and it looks like the server is ready to go. It is on our screen, so we can get this one started for you guys. This is going to be, hopefully, one of the best series of the night. We've already seen some phenomenal ones, so I have no idea what this one is going to be. If it's a 3-0 shutout, I will be absolutely dumbfounded, I think. But here we go, Domination on the map. Freight, love this game mode, love this map as well on it. So we will see what's going to happen, just making sure the game gets loaded up very quickly for you guys, and then we will head right into the action. This is the first series between Vitality Returns and Millenium. Of course, the rosters, Azox, Agony, Getsum, Dialux for Returns, and then Millenium, Z1, Maxi, Xerox, and Riskin.
Yeah, it certainly is. And now we jump into this game. Now, Freight, for me, it's all about that middle point. If you can get it, you're going to be so far ahead. But here we go. Now, I have been told that it's actually Agony playing on Broken's account, I've been told. His account actually didn't work. For some reason, the only account we've had today that didn't work. So that is actually going to be Agony. So I beg your pardon in that respect for what has actually happened. Yeah,
indeed. So we will, of course, do our very best to make sure that we do not mix that player up. So if you are wondering why there is a mysterious roster change, there isn't a roster change, as we do say. Broken is not playing, it is actually Agony on his account. But here we go, Dialux managing to get his home flag there off the start. And let's see what happens. Unfortunately, the game looks like it's going to be ended. So we're just going to have to wait that tiny little bit longer to get this series started. And I did hear a groan, I think, there from the crowd, because everybody wants to get this one going.
It is just like, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Maybe somebody having a few issues here and there, but they haven't actually managed to get in. And we're just looking now to see what exactly is going on. We're just I heard the click of the doors. We always know that these games are starting with the click of the doors.
Yeah.
The players all look ready, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was a class setup which needed to be changed. I do believe it was Millenium who decided to end the game and signified that. So again, we will be very, very quick with this, guys. And, you know, that's a difficult thing as well for teams because they get themselves hyped. You know, we saw them clapping, getting ready for it. The game starts. First 3 seconds on the clock, and then it ends. And kind of that adrenaline just suddenly may rush out of your system very quickly, and you've got to try and almost build it back up again whilst the game is getting ready to restart. And that can be a difficult thing.
It's kind of like I say every player, a few players have this kind of ritual they go through before they can kind of, you know, get into the game. Like Riddles was talking about, he washes his hands. Like, I do the same thing. I'd like to wash my hands before I play an important game and get into it and, you know, really try as hard as possible.
Yeah.
And one of the members there from Vitality giving us a little bit of a strip in the booth.
Indeed, he's just making sure that, because it is, again, very hot.
I think he had 3 T-shirts on. He must have been a bit cold.
Yeah, well, he must have been cold in the venue, but of course you do. As soon as you step in the booths, or saunas, as I renamed them earlier on today, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's got to take off some clothes and make sure that he can be comfortable. There we go, risking the man on your screen. You can see his details there. So make sure to go and follow him on Twitter and the like. Of course, you do see the admin in the background, making sure that everybody is playing fair. Everything is set up. Of course, we do want the best action coming your way. So we do have to have admins in each booth just to make sure that no foul play is going on. But here we go. Map is loading up. We're getting into broadcaster mode, getting everything set up for you guys, waiting for the players to spawn in. Let's hope it's second time lucky and we can start the map this time.
I'm actually to stay on board with Millenium this time round. Let's see how they're going to break this map down. It's time for Maxi, the man we default onto. I've got a feeling he's not going to go for it, so I'm actually going to change off. It's time for Xerox.
Here we go, Xerox using this MTAR. Let's see what work he can do. 5 seconds left on the clock before we get this series started. I am incredibly excited to see this one. Let's see what happens on the first half of Domination on the map. Freight, Xerox moving his way down towards the right-hand side of the map. Let's see what he's going to do.
Now moving forward, he's probably going to go around and just flank. But there's a guy right to his right, so he's going to go straight down. It's over to Z1, better known as Zyla, and he's going to pick up that kill as well. Now both teams are realistically just going to fight for numerical advantage here in the middle. They want to push the other team away, and it looks like Millenium have done that slightly better, so they're now going to go for B. And Riskin is the man on it, and he does get taken down, unfortunately, before he can lock it down.
Yep, so moving back on board with Z1, again using this MTAR. Talked about it, how this is a real SMG-based map. A lot of people like to use it. They are actually losing B at the second, and he is going to go down there, so that looks like Vitality could be in control of it, unless Riskin can stop anything. Does get taken down, unfortunately, there. Xerox is going to come in, though. Does manage to take one. It has actually been captured. He's going to try and secure it. He is flashed at the second. Contested does get taken down. This is already carnage within the first minute, Bryce. Exactly what we expected.
Here it is, Dialux now. Let's see what he can do. We are on board with him. They're going to try and lock this one down now and just sit here and keep them at bay. Vitality returns. I'm just going to try and keep a lid on this Millenium team for a little while. Try and get some points up, and then they can just kind of trade around B all day.
Yep, they can indeed. So Dialux just playing it slowly. They've got control of B. They've got control of A as well. So he's just going to sit here, make sure that nobody's going to be pushing him. Still staying behind the smoke at the second. He's on a 4-point streak, so doing some good work. Actually, somebody's going to be behind him. Does pick up the assist. His teammate just managed to back him up there. It's a great work coming in. They still got control of B.
Look how long he's been here for. He's just got a 4-point streak.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to move, Brycey. They've still got this map control. Great work coming in from Vitality returns.
It is, and I said the amount of smoke going down as well in the middle. It doesn't look like they might even get a triple cap here. There'll be one man left from Vitality to try and stop A. It's going to be Azox, as it's now going to go, and he's definitely going to go and try and challenge it, and it looks like the guy is facing the wrong way. He should be an easy clean-up. And he does actually get that one. However, look, the points are actually trading around. Yeah. Two people in the middle, Broken, which is better known as Agony. He's going to go in, and he does try and get that one. He does. Agony, fortunately, is there to try and get on that point as well. Now, staying on board with Agony for this one.
Yeah, he is indeed. There is a player just in front of him, of course, because of that beautiful Oracle mode. We can see that before he does. Picks up a 2-piece onto Maxi, and Xerox does get taken out by Riskin, though, but still good work from him. Off the respawn, we do see Getson picking up an assist. Also does pick up a hit marker there. I believe Dialux actually killed one of his own players, so not good work from him, unfortunately. But this is the thing about Freight. You know, a lot of people say as soon as you get that B flag locked down, that's really going to play dividends for you, and you can lock it down for the majority of the half. And having a look at the scores, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. 49-26 is your score. Vitality returns just the start that they wanted.
It's on his now. He's trying to get this kill down. Trying to pick it up underneath. A lot of hitting the pillar, but not enough hitting the body, because he doesn't manage to drop that player there. Now back on board with Agony. Let's see what he can do.
11-5 score for him with 2 captures to his name already, so great work coming in from him, having a look at the scoreboard as well, which is, of course, permanently on your screen now, and goes, great work coming in there to be able to see that the whole time. 7 and 5 Azox with 2 captures to his name. But it looks like they're actually going to be losing B and A at the second, so they've got to try and make their way back. Agony moving in towards the middle, so much smoke down, he's just going to contest it. Great decision from him to be able to do that. He's going to be able to pick up the headshot there, and he's going to try and secure it. It is contested once again, does get taken out, but that's all 4 down for Millenium. Dialux, sorry, on top of this B flag. Looks like they're going to be able to get it. And even though Millenium swapped things over and managed to take A and get on top of B, didn't quite work out for the Brycey.
No, unfortunately it did not, but there we go. Dialux now trying to hold this one down, and he's just staying on board with it. Even though he's got it, he's just continuing to stay there. Does manage to get a kill, but instantly taken down as well. It's going to be up to Broken, or better known as Agony. They come in and get a double.
Wow.
This is he gets the triple as he goes in. Agony going huge, 16 and 6. The man is certainly making his name known, even though he's playing on a different account.
Yeah, he is indeed. Oh, unfortunately does get taken out there by Riskin, but he is the factor so far, really pushing Vitality into the lead, giving them this momentum which they want to be able to take the first map in this all-crucial best-of-5 series up against Millenium. This is going to be one for the ages, I can already tell. Azox, the man on the screen, able to pick up that kill. Looks like he's going to go for at least the neutralize onto A. Maybe he's going to back away, does pick up a few hit marks. There's going to be somebody coming from his right, unfortunately not able to pick up that kill. Back on board with Agony, gets knifed as soon as we jump on board with him. Down to Dialux, 11 and 4. Let's see what's going on with Millenium.
Yeah, we were. I should try to get on board with Xerox. Now Maxi, the man, are going on too. He's going to push through red. Now, is he going to go for the split, or is he just going to come behind B? It looks like behind B. He does see one, but not quick enough to get the knife out as he gets stabbed through the heart. And now Dialux just up top. Every time Vitality set up, there seems to be just one player who's in a really good spot to just kind of ruin Millenium's day.
Yeah, indeed. And I thought this first half would be close between these two teams, but maybe this is just the nature of the map and the way that these two teams play it. And Vitality have really come out strong here, heading into the last 16 seconds of the first hit of Domination Freight. We will work out the mathematical difference between the two squads, but, you know, all the same, just having a look at it at first glance, Millenium have got a huge fight on their hands in the second half.
They certainly do. It's going to be 43 points in the lead for this team, and you know what? That's a big margin when you consider how close these guys should be in terms of skill. But look at the scoreboard there. 18 and 9 for Agony. Dialux at 14 and 5. They really just outslayed and outplayed the Millenium lineup.
Yeah, he's the man on your screen there. Obviously happy with his first half performance. Let's see if he can carry it over. We'll keep in mind his score, knowing that he's got 18 in the first half. See if he can get 30. But I believe there was another player there who actually got 14 kills and only 5 deaths in one half. And that player actually was Dialux. So great work coming in from him. But we're just going to be making sure that the second half does get set up for you quickly. But Brycey, you know, we said that this is going to be a close series.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. You've seen they've come out of the gates here, but we have seen in quite a few games now that the first half of Domination doesn't actually set the tone all that often.
Yeah,
it's usually just like one team that they're just quickly getting into the game a bit better.
And could that be jitters?
Potentially, I said some players, even though they've been warming up for about an hour, they just don't feel comfortable until they've been, in a proper intense game for a little while. Yeah. Until that adrenaline's flowing, until they feel warm and are ready to go and loose. And sometimes, like I said, second half of Domination is usually a lot closer, and then you kind of get into the game and the players improve by then. Yeah, they do indeed, but it looks like the second half is starting up, so we're going to be able to bring you the next half of Domination on the map straight away. Vitality returns, of course, with that 43-point lead from the first half, so Millenium really do need to completely dominate on the second half of Domination if they just want to come back into this. And, not only have they got to win it, they've got to reduce that deficit just to start off, and there's only 5 minutes on the clock for them to do so, Bryce. Yeah, there certainly is. Can they do it? I'm sure the people at home are tweeting in for their respective fan favourites. But now it's going to come down to the second half of Domination Freight. Will Millenium lag behind, or will Vitality just slip under the pressure? Yeah, well, we will see. I can hear both teams very slightly either side of me, getting pumped up, getting ready for it. Both of them have got to stay motivated. Even Millenium, with this first point difference, have to go for it. They really got to come out strong here. We will see how they are going to be playing it. So we are going to be sticking on board with them just off the start here, see what work they can do. Z1 is the man on your screen initially, but have a look at that stats. Wow. Millenium 65, I believe that was 65% believe that Millenium are going to be able to take the series. They are now. Let's see. Here we go. It's going to be Zylo who's going to actually stay on there for a little bit, but they've gone for a quick capture and they're going to push forward straight away now. And let's see how they go to war on B. Yeah, we will see if they're going to be able to get that initial map control, which is so important on a map like Freight. We talk about it time and time again on every single game mode that we see Freight. Of course, it is involved in the rotation in every single game mode. Search and Destroy, Domination, which you have on your screens now, and Blitz as well. Zylo or Z1 still the man on the screen. He's going to be going towards B. No smoke grenade is going to give him cover, though. He's going to go down. 3 momentarily down there for Millenium. Easy cap. Yeah, that is indeed. Yeah. Absolutely easy. Kept Dialux just throwing grenades out straight away. He's gone up top. He's gone long range. And he should be able to pick up the kills. The pre-fire coming down. Doesn't manage to get him. Has to reload before he can get the pick. But Vitality starting off strong here. Dialux starting off very strong. 3-0 pretty much straight away.
Yep, indeed. So Dialux here, the man on the screen, as you do say, 3-0. Unfortunately, we have actually been able to, we've actually been left the game in the second. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Unfortunately, a problem with the host. So hopefully we will be able to get back into the game as soon as possible for you guys and continue where we left off. Of course, Vitality returns with that 43-point difference in the first half. And they did have map control in that second half as well. So hopefully we can get that sorted for you. And hopefully we can get an update on what's going on. But, you know, we will just manage to get the game going as soon as possible. Hopefully it isn't too much, Bryce. I'm sure it isn't.
Well, that's the first time today. It's probably just the Xbox had a little bit of a nightmare and we'll continue on forward. I believe it would probably be a reset there. We'll get an official word from an admin soon enough. It was in the first couple of seconds of the game, to be honest. So but it's difficult to judge. I'm sure the admins will make the right decision in the end. But let's see how that game actually was starting to go. It did look like Vitality looked strong once again. Yeah, they did indeed. And again, this is the thing. If they do have to restart the map and then Millenium get that initial control and start to bring back that deficit, how's that going to affect Vitality returns, knowing that if that game had continued in the second half there and them having that initial map control again on the second half, that won't count for anything at the minute. So we'll see how the admins are going to play it, what they're going to do about it. Of course, we will get an update for you guys as soon as we know ourselves at the casters' desks here in Twickenham Stadium. But, you know, it's going to be one of those series which I have a feeling that it's not going to be a 3-0. I don't know if that's me just not fooling myself, but just, you know, really wanting to convince myself that the game that I've been so hyped about for so long is not going to be a 3-0. But, you know, we'll see. This is Call of Duty. Anything can happen. You are right. Anything can happen between these two teams. And you know what? Like, I do think Vitality will probably take that second half of the domination. Yeah. And then it wouldn't surprise me if Millenium took the S&D. I think that's kind of how this game is just going to go. Just trade map after the map the whole way through. Yeah, and exactly. If it does do that, then it really will completely show how these two squads are neck and neck and everything. And it is, well, I mean, it's not scary, but it's just so interesting through this qualification process to then realise that only one of the French top teams of either Vitality Returns or Millenium will be going through. I mean, that is a really interesting fact to know, and it is just the way it is. So this is a decider for it, Bryce. It's going to be a great game. Yeah, Zyla there, you can see on your screen right now, the man himself, and I said, I love the player cards. They kind of just give all the vital information you need to know about these guys: age, where they're from, name, gamer tag. Yeah, perfect. Exactly. And their Twitter if you want to give them a follow. Yeah, indeed. So please do make sure to go and give these guys a follow because they are top Call of Duty players from the European scene. And, you know, they just, everybody here today has brought us an absolutely phenomenal game. Even the games which have been 3-0 shutouts, they have been some really wicked games, I have to say. You know, it's been great fun bringing you all some really close series throughout the day. And it does mean that we're going to be having a late night finish tonight, but I don't think we really mind with the action which we've been able to bring you. COD is timeless. It doesn't matter. We're going all night to see these big games go underway. I'm kind of interested to see how everybody at home is kind of predicting them going there. I mean, obviously, like we do our predictions, the analysts do their predictions, and I'm sure at home there's been about 1 billion fan predictions. But it looks like the game is finally going to be back underway. I think we just had a little bit of a hiccup there. Just when, you know what, I've worked hard all day. Give me a minute. yeah, indeed. But there we go. Azox, the man, on your screen once again, just having a look at his player card, seeing what he's up to, just making sure that he's ready to go himself and the rest of his squad are ready to go. Hopefully we're going to be able to bring you back this second half of domination without any sort of issues now. Just making sure that everybody can get loaded in, get the game started for you all. But again, just to repeat it, 43-point lead for Vitality Returns heading into the second half here against Millenium. So a really tough task for Millenium to come back into this one. We'll see if they can do it, Bryce. Well, we certainly will. I want to jump on board with Vitality first of all, and I'm going to jump on board with Dialux. He started off the second half of last time really, really well. I want to see if he can do it again. Yeah, indeed. We will see what work he's going to do with this Remington R5 off the spawn. 13 seconds left on the clock before we do begin this second half here on Domination Freight. We'll see if he's going to get that strong start. And there we go on your screen. You do see vote for your favorite team. Hashtag Team VITR and EU Finals, or hashtag Team Mill with 2 L's there. Please let us know who you think is going to be able to take the series. It looks like Vitality are going to come out strong here. And let's see what happens. Now here we go, get some Well, he actually tries to do it again, but he goes a different way this time and gets taken down. Now it's up to Agony. Agony going to put a grenade straight on. Doesn't hit anybody, so he's going to have to come forward. He sees two, but he goes the wrong way. And now it does seem like Millenium are starting off better in the second half.
Yeah, indeed it does. And we had a look at those polls earlier on Twitter, and they've just flashed up on my screen now. 52% in favor of Millenium, 47% in favor of Vitality Returns. So things have definitely evened up, and that is exactly why we want them here at the Call of Duty European Regional Qualifiers.
It is now, and Sticks with risking. He's going to have to go and try and stop B by himself. Unfortunately, his teammates actually forced that player to bug out as grenades go raining on. His own teammate took him down now. And now it's going to be up to Zayrok to try and do something. He picks up 1 kill. And now he's going to continue forward. They still have the point, but they know they have to get out there to defend it. And it's just trying to put a lot of bullets down. He's got some hit markers there, but gets taken down. It's now Maxi last alive. He throws grenades on it, desperately trying to hold them off. Managed to get 1. But that point is still going to go to Vitality.
Yeah, and you called him out earlier, Brycey. The game changer in that situation was Dilux. 3-piece coming in from him, and he's just doing the slaying work again. 6-1 at the second, doing some great work. He's on a 5-point streak. So really the difference, let's see if Vitality can bring back that deficit. But even if the score stayed around the same mark, Vitality Returns will still take this entire game pretty convincingly. Let's see what work they can do.
It certainly can, as Azox picks up another kill now. Moving forward, let's see if he can just continue this reign here. He's on the 3-streak. He gets taken down as well. Now on board with Agony. He's just trying to push out as well. And he's actually playing very, very aggressive versus Millenium. Yeah. They're all up in their business and just making sure they can't really breathe. Yeah,
but it seems to be working for them with the fact that they've just been able to even up that deficit, which they did rack up during the first half of the second half of Domination. I do apologise if that's confusing for you to understand, but 31-32 is the score. 3 minutes left on the clock before we are able to see who's going to be able to take the first map here and take a 1-0 lead in the series. Agony, the man on his screen, of course, if you are just joining us, he is unfortunately having to play under the gamer tag of Broken because the gamer tag which was set up for him didn't quite work. The first one of the day, as Brycey said earlier, which didn't work, but he's going to be moving forward. He's going to be a player here. He's able to get that kill. That's 4 down for Millenium, and now he's going to be moving back, making sure that he can capture B.
He is Broken going to jump straight on it. Agony going to stay on it. And now it's up to Dilux. He's on 9-3 at the moment. The guy just pushed down serious numbers every single time we actually see him. And there's another man who's in challenge. Now he comes around, wins that one as well. Continuing going forward, Dilux here. He's now going to try and go up top, give a little bit of covering fire to make sure they can make a good push onto B.
He's just not missing his shots. He's going to see another play there and picks up another kill. 12-3 for Dilux. 6th streak going on for him right now. They are taking B. Getsom's going to be the man on there, and he's able to get it. Great work coming in from him. We do actually just see a grenade coming in. Z1 picking up a 2-piece, taking out Dilux and Getsom, the 2 men who were on your screen. Azox now, he's going to be trying to move forward. It's not going to work though. This B flag is being so much more contested in the second half than it was in the first half. Oh, but that was Agony actually just able to pick up that knife. And this is, again, just this anarchy between these two teams, just how we like it.
Yes, and now Getsom, he's just trying to get anywhere here. It seems like Dilux is just the main man for Vitality. Whenever they have to push, it has to be him that makes the key kills. And now here he comes once again. His teammates are jumping on. If he can get a covering position, it will help them lock it down. He picks up 1. Trying to look for a second one. The guy wanders straight into his gunfire, but just not enough to take him down. And he goes for the reload, gets chased and taken down himself.
Yeah, indeed. Maxi switching on board with him, 12-10. Only player on his team to hit into double-figure frags in this half. He gets taken out, unfortunately, though. Score is 57-55, 2-point difference between them, 56-58 even. Let's see what Maxi can do off the respawn. 1 minute, 9 seconds left on the clock. It looks like it's going to be Vitality Returns who do take the first map, Brycey.
It certainly is. I mean, you got to kind of hand it Vitality. They had this sewn up after the first half, realistically. And you know what? Even though it's been a lot closer, you got to sit there thinking, Vitality didn't really need to do the work.
No, they didn't need to do the work. They just needed to make sure that they kept up the momentum and, they just held on to it. They didn't really need to do anything too dramatic. They didn't need to make any crazy risky plays. They just needed to make sure that they played their own game, kept themselves warm and make sure that Millenium didn't dominate them and do anything silly, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. Dilux top of your screen, top of the leaderboard even for the Ghost Squad, which is Vitality Returns, 14-7 with 2 captures to his name, and that was a really great first map. Brycey, I did wish it was a tiny bit closer, but I have a feeling, as you did say, that this is just going to be trading maps for trading maps the entire way through.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you got to look at players like Dilux who are really just making the difference here, and the entire reason that it's kind of a bit one-sided. You just can't have a player that goes off like that and expect to really win against them.
Yeah. it's one of those things that you just, if you can't shut them down, that's it, and you are in trouble straight off the start. If you cannot shut a player like Dialux down when he's performing like this, you are in trouble. But there we go, a 2-point win for Millenium on the second half, but it doesn't come into any difference. 41-point difference overall, with Vitality Returns managing to take the first map, and we are going to be heading into Search and Destroy Sovereign next, I do believe, with Vitality in the lead. Yeah,
we certainly will, and you know what? I'm kind of interested how that goes. I think if Vitality take that, it could even be a 3-0.
Yeah.
But if Millenium take it, then the theory holds true that they'll just kind of trade the entire way through.
Yeah, indeed. But anyway, guys, just whilst that map does get set up for you guys, we will be going for a quick 30-second commercial break. You really do not want to go anywhere for this series. We will be right back.
One more time.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for the next map. It's Vitality versus Millenium, and we think that it could go a map trade here. I don't know. A lot of people think Vitality are the favourites, but everybody thinks it's going to be close.
I mean, again, it's one of those things. It's really split between the community. We saw the Twitter polls earlier on. I'd love to see them again a bit later on in the series, but it was 52 to 47, I believe, the difference. Earlier on, it was about 65 to 35. So, you know, it's really switched, and now it's about even between these two teams in terms of what the viewers think. Of course, the analysts backstage do believe that Vitality Return, well, most of them apart from Riddles, of course, he just has to be different.
The majority vote.
Yeah, the majority vote do believe that Vitality Returns are going to take it. I believe they will as well. And just because of the start that they got on that Domination, if they can take this next Search and Destroy, that's really, really going to play big in their minds. But also, it's going to play big in the minds of Millenium of whether they can come back from it.
We have talked about this head game all weekend. I said, this event is just more for it. It's always a factor in Call of Duty, but this event matters more to most than anybody else. Like I said, for a lot of the players here this weekend, this will be the biggest game they've ever played, and potentially the biggest game they will ever play.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you know, because of the qualifying system and because they really have to bring it so much, if they get a chance next year again to qualify and they have an off day, that means that they won't be able to come. And some of these teams who have qualified today, it's been so close between them qualifying and not qualifying as well. So again, this is, again, as you do say, Brycey, probably the biggest match which a lot of these teams could play in their lives if they lose it. Of course, if teams do win their match today, then they'll be heading off to LA, which will be absolutely massive in other respects. But just the chance to be able to go to LA, that's just a huge amount of pressure on your shoulders right from the start.
It really is, as we jump into the game with these two teams. And we're going to jump on board with the attacking team for the majority of you. We kind of watch the attacking team more than anyone else, simply because they usually have to make the plays and they'll usually have to fall down to them. So we are going to jump back on board with the Vitality team first of all. And it's going to be Get Some, or who should we have? Let's have a quick look at what they're all using, actually.
Yeah.
And I do want to jump on board with Agony. Agony, if you don't know, he's playing under the broken gamer tag due to an error with the account. So let's see how he goes to war.
Yep. So Agony, the man on your screen, making his way towards the right-hand side of the map through Green Room in just a second. And it looks like they're going to be heading for A once again. I talked about it quickly earlier on with Ton. On a lot of these maps, it looks like B is actually the preferred bomb site to a lot of teams, but it seems like they're switching up right at the start, heading towards A. We will see. It's going to be an even mix, but of course on maps like Warhawk, B is heavily favoured, but Azok's actually going down off the start. Initial pick to Millenium.
A is definitely the harder one to push, because if it goes wrong quite spectacularly, like it hasn't gone right here for Vitality now. They're going to have to try and do something. The problem is, I said, if they go for put the bomb down now, that means there's a gun off the map for the entire length of the bomb plant. And I said, there's a man come up and he's got it.
Great shot.
Dialux has managed to take it down, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2. Now the question he's going to be asking himself, at what point do I plant? What do I do? And it does look like they might go for the rotate.
Yep, so it's going to be Getsum and Dialux going up against Riskin and Z1. They've still got 33 seconds left on the clock, so if they are going to be going for the rotate, they need to make up their minds now. They're actually not next to each other, but having a look at the setup that Riskin and Z1 have got, they're holding hands, so to speak. I believe it was Rambo who came up with that name, because, you know, it's so essential in Search and Destroy to make sure that you with your teammate, but Getsum actually the last one left alive now. In a 1 versus 2, he's got 17 seconds left to do something. He's not actually on the bomb, he's just been able to pick it up. Let's see if he's going to be able to try and go for the plant. Looks like he is lying down on the floor. Let's see if somebody's going to challenge.
The problem here is that one person can challenge and they'll still be perfectly fine. How a bomb does? Is he going to be quick enough to turn? No! Doesn't manage to turn quick enough. It's an easy defuse now for Zyla, and that is going to be first blood on the Search and Destroy to Millenium.
Yeah, and if things continue the way that that round happened there for Millenium, we are, you know, me and Brycey did predict that they are going to be trading maps, and that's exactly the start that Millenium wanted. And again, you know, this shows experience in Call of Duty. Coming back from a domination game against a top team like Vitality Returns and losing by 41 points overall, and then coming back and having a really strong first round of Search and Destroy there. That's exactly what Millenium needed to do. They are your attacking team now. Xerox is the man on your screen. Using this Bulldog shotgun, certainly an interesting looking weapon. I love it. Looking forward to seeing if he's going to be able to do any work here. They are heading over towards this more favoured B-bomb site.
You see so many teams just sort of use this now, especially up top, up close. It can just really turn it around. Just the amount of firepower it can put down doesn't give anyone time to react. However, the grenade's raining in there, no trophy system to deflect that. Does mean that he now, if he wants the bomb, he has to go and get it.
Yeah, indeed he does. And it looks like using that incredible knee slide, he's going to be able to push over there.
Oh no, he's going to be seen.
Kill. And there we go. Strong round coming in from Vitality Returns. So both of the French squads on their defensive rounds looking very, very good. Azox in a sneaky position on top of the control section there. Just able to get that headshot through the bomb site. Great kill coming in from him. And that means that the scores are even 1-1 heading into the third round.
They certainly are. Vitality managed to claw that one back, as we're going to jump on board with them now to see how they're going to play their attack. Now it's 3-1 for Dialux, so I'm going to jump on board with him and see how he's playing it. It looks standard fare. Here comes the B push.
Yep, and this is one thing that they've got to shut him down, Millenium. He had such a great first domination game. He's going to be riding high off that, and he's already got 3 kills to his name within the first 2 rounds of Search and Destroy here on Sovereign. So if he can continue that motivation, there's no going to be stopping him, to be quite honest. So we will see what work he can do here. Just checking the flank, making sure that nobody's going to be making any plays behind him. Using this Remington in the second. Vitality Returns starting to go towards B. It looks like Millenium are aware of that. Having a look at that mini-map, they have all started to stack up there. So lots of engagement's going to come in a few seconds' time. See, there is going to be a player just around the corner here. Agony is going to see that person. Unfortunately, doesn't get that kill. Maxi takes him out, so now it's a 3-on-4.
Here it is now. Azox, he really wants to peek out here. That's why he's looking for the player around the corner. I was about to say, he's certainly not looking for anyone long range with that gun. And now this is where it's up close and personal. If he chooses to make the turn here, he could get a kill. He goes to the corner. That's why people use it up close. So quick, the takedown time on this thing. However, now they've got to consider the plant. They have the number advantage. Yeah, and there is actually somebody below him. It looks like they may be coming up the stairs any second. He is going to get that bomb plant down just in time. He's got to back away from that, though. There we go. The bomb has been planted. Man advantage in favour of Vitality Returns. Xerox and Riskin, the last 2 left alive. Riskin still to pick up a kill, and he's going to go down, so he's 0-2 in the second. Xerox in a 1 versus 3. He has been spotted. Tanks getting sent into him. He's going to back away from that one. He still does have 28 seconds, so he still does have some work to do and some time still left to do it, but it's still going to be a really tough order for him. It is now. Not Xerox once again, but he's going to get taken down. Bulldog in full effect once again as he just gets absolutely ruined when he comes around the corner. And there you go, you're actually just going to see it. He didn't really have an opportunity. Bulldog to the side. And I said a couple of bursts from that, and it's good night. Yeah, it is indeed. So you see at the top of the leaderboard there for Vitality Returns, 3-1 score for Azox, 2-1 for Getsum, 4-1 for Dialux. This guy really is impressive, so I think we've got to jump on board with him soon, although we will be sticking on board with the attacking team for this round. Riskin is your bomb carrier. See if he can pick up a kill, but Xerox is initially the guy on your screen. Yeah, I love a good Bulldog, so I usually jump on board with those players because you know they're going to be one of the first to engage. They've got to be. He's actually changed his clan. He changed his gun up there before he went in. Interesting choice. Unfortunately, didn't work for him. He did get taken down, so it is actually a 3-on-4 situation in favour of Vitality. You do see Zyla or Z1 as he's called on here.
just making his way through the bomb there. Does pick up some hit markers. Unfortunately, not able to pick up the kill. Shots going down. Risking picks up the knife, though, on Dialux. That's a big kill, being able to take out that player. Evening things up now. 51 seconds left on the clock.
So just just peeking around. There's actually a player right there on his floor. He saw him and goes, you know what? I am out of here. There is no way I am challenging that. But he's just got to be careful. There's a player going to be right behind him. He eventually gets taken down. And now trying to get on the ball with Riskin. Riskin has, in fact, planted. He's trying to get away. Oh, my goodness. Did he almost get the turn on? It's now 2 versus 2. Riskin is still on the sticks.
Yeah, he is indeed. He is going to find that player there. He's going to be able to pick up shots. Has to reload. Did just get that with the last bullet in his magazine. Now it's Getsum versus Riskin. 1-on-1. Bomb is down. Getsum does have to... Well, he jumps off there, but he's got to find this player, kill him, and then get the defuse all in 20 seconds. Is he going to be able to do it, Bryce?
He doesn't have that many options available to him, unfortunately. I don't think he saw him. He didn't see him, and it's going to come down right to it. And there we go. It's actually going to be Getsum. But he's just going to pick up a very easy kill on the bomb diffuser, and here it is in your final kill game.
Yeah, it was actually Riskin who got the... Getsum was the one who got killed there at the end. So
that's all right.
That's all right, not a problem at all. Just making sure that everybody knows who's taking which round, because this is such a close game between these two squads, as you really would expect on Search and Destroy. And you can see on your screens, 2-2 it is. Heading into round number 5, Vitality Returns are going to be the attacking squad. So here we go. Dialux.
You want to jump on board with Dialux?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Yeah,
let's see what work he can do.
So he's going to be running the R5, and it looks like he's just going to be looking long down this corridor here underneath in the zigzag. Just trying to make sure nobody comes through. And now he's going to go up top. Now, so there's a lot of bodies here. The Vitality up top, in control. Oh, an easy pick. Don't get much easier than that at this level in Search and Destroy. Guy, legs just popping out as it's now 3 versus 3. Both teams making picks.
Yep, Zyla going down, Getsum going down. Millenium and Vitality now facing up against each other in a 3 versus 3s. Do you see another kill going in? That's Maxi picking up Agony. So now it's Azox and Dialux. Last one left alive. Azox with a kill, though. That's going to even things up into a 2-on-2.
Oh, no!
Yes, he is. But now he's left in a 1 versus 1 on Xerox. Is he going to be able to pick up his 3rd kill of the round? We will have to see. He's picking up that Remington R5 as well. He's going to spot that player. Azox showing his class. 7-2. Wow. Great play, Bryce.
Unbelievable. Just picked up that kill. He finished the 2nd kill there. It just surprised me. Because there was pre-fire against him, and he still won the gun battle. And then just calm just like stepped out for the final kill and slotted him.
That was absolutely phenomenal work coming in from Azox, and that is one of the things which could define not only who wins the map, but who takes the series. Plays like that really does change the momentum in so many respects. But Millenium attacking once again heading towards this B-bomb site. We did say that on a lot of maps, B is favoured. It is again here on Sovereign, so we'll see if they are going to be able to get a successful bomb plant down. What's going to happen? Who's going to get the early picks? They're about to find out.
Well, Xerox has gone once again for his tactic and going up top and just holding off with that shotgun. So let's jump on board with somebody else. Who is likely to engage first? I think it might be Riskin, but bomb down now, advantage to Millenium. Can they hold off all of the push from Vitality here? And just poked out, and it's him again. Does it again? Just making sure he's still there, and he looks like he wants to engage now. But look at this, Vitality is going to go for a multi-pronged assault. And they've got to be very careful. He's going to come around. He needs to win that one. He doesn't. On board with Zyla now. If they lose that one, he's going to go in. Zyla has to get the assist. His teammate cleans that one up. But now they do not have the numbers anymore. It's 2 members of Millennium. 2 versus 2 as another player gets taken down. And it's going to Zyla's just holding off now. He's all alone. It's 1 versus 2. He managed to get one. The other player's going to come through. He's not going to be able to defuse it, though, surely. Is he going to get there in time? I don't think he has. It doesn't matter. Millennium are going to do it. They did just enough to hold on and bring it to 3-3.
So tense there, unfortunate for Getsum not being able to get that defused in time. Of course, if you aren't aware why he didn't go for that defuse, it is because there is, of course, a 7.5 second defuse time on the bombs, which does mean that if he reached the bomb at 6 seconds as he did, not enough time to get it, he was going to blow up. So instead of that, he backed away from it, made sure he didn't get another death to his name. And there we go, the scores are even. 3-3 it is. And we have see Vitality. Oh, they're switching things up, Brycey. They were going towards A, and then somebody decided to go, no, we're going towards B.
Yeah, interesting. Clearly there was a call made, and there was a call made again. It was like, no, we've got to go somewhere else. And that doesn't happen all that often. In fact, most people just commit, because it actually means now their push is slow. They're delayed by about 5 seconds, so they won't be as confident as they are getting into places, which means they have to check more corners, which means it slows down the entire push.
Yeah, it does indeed. And having a look at the way that Millenium is set up, they're quite far back on the defensive work, and it actually hasn't paid work for them so far as Maxi does go down. He was the person in the most forward position on the defensive side, but Vitality with the initial pick once again. Azox doing such good work. He's 9-3, right at the top of the scoreboard overall in the entire game, actually. 570 points to his name. Agony is going to see something there. Unfortunately, does get taken out. He's 4-6, but now it's a 3-on-3.
Now, I've actually just switched on to Getson because I think he might be quite crucial here. He's managed to get on the flank, and if he can get on this and hold it, maybe pick off a kill or two, he's going to give his team an opportunity. So he's managed to get, very close there. I thought he choked it a little bit, but now see what he's done. He split the fire. Yeah. So now he's going to have a great opportunity for his team to get in here and try and do some work. It is now a 2 versus 2. Getson trying to come in. That bomber's gone down as well, so they've bought themselves extra time. Another kill from Getson at the same time. I said he was going to be crucial in that situation, and the flank gave his team room to breathe.
Another good call there, Brycey. Getson doing some great work, and he's going to be able to get that. But of course, the kill, which wasn't on camera initially, is going to be Dialux taking out that final player. Do see that in slow motion for you. 4-3 is the score. This is just round for round trades. We talked about how it could be map trades. This is round trades so far on Search and Destroy. Exactly what we'd expect from these two top squads. Vitality returns going up against Millenium. Vitality managing to take the first map by a score difference of 41 points on Domination. And heading into the second map, who's going to be able to take it? There's a big difference in the mental game between 2-0 down and 1-1 even. So these are huge rounds of Search and Destroy coming up next.
It's Zyler on the flank. He's going to come out right against him. The player didn't think he was there, but still wins the gunfight. And now it's going to be up to Riskin with the bomb. He's going to come around, but that Bulldog is going to shut him down. Xerox, though, is still alive. He uses the Bulldog of his own. It's now a 1 versus 3. It will be a 1v4 if he can clutch it. He gets another kill as well with the Bulldog. And now he's actually chosen to leave the bomb up there.
Yeah, he has indeed. He may be backtracking towards it now, though, just making sure that nobody was going to be pushing him from any weird angles because he has got a lot of time on the clock. He's got 46 seconds. The bomb is on his back now, so he has been able to pick that up. They know where he is, though. So he needs to make a decision on what he's going to do here because look at where those two people from Vitality, which is Getson and Agony, they're looking right at him.
They certainly are. Xerox just being very, very careful here. He knows, see, the problem is there's nobody to cover him if he goes for a plant. So he's looking for a pick, and he's well, he just popped out the window.
Oh my gosh.
I thought for a minute he was going to lose that. It's now a 1 versus 1. Kill or plant, but it's going to be killed, but it's going to be Vitality as they take it 5-3 at the moment. And they are now 1 round away from taking this map as well.
That was a huge round of Search and Destroy there. If he had have got that, that 1 versus 1, that 4-kill ace there, that would have been such a huge game, for their mental play as well. And it would have evened things up. Having a look at the score now, 5-3, Vitality only need 4 more kills to be able to take a 2-0 lead in the series. If he had won that round, it would have been all even 4-4. So, it's going to be so interesting to see how that, play comes out in the end. I'm sure the analysts backstage will really be noting that one down, making sure that they bring that one up in their after-game analysis, because that could just play so much towards the final result of the game.
It is now Azox. And look at this push. Talk about unconventional. They've really gone for it, and it's so aggressive. And it looks like it's going to work out. 1 down, bomb down. And now it does seem like Millenium are in a very bad place.
Yeah, it does indeed. This A plant actually didn't work for them earlier on, although it doesn't look like it's going to work for them again, as we do see a lot of players going down. Dialux, the last one left alive. He's going to give away his position with some actual gunfights. There's going to be one player covering there. The defuse is going to go in. 5-4. We're going to be heading to a 10th round. Brycey, this is so close. It's so difficult to call.
They got really far. They managed to get in. They got a bomb down. They got a pick as well. Yeah. But it's quite difficult to hold in there. There's not as much hiding places as there are on top control, running around there. And they just all of a sudden there was a push from Millenium. Yeah. Gone.
And I do believe that that's the second time that Vitality have actually pushed that A bomb site, and it's the second time that it hasn't worked for them. So it was really interesting to see them do this. They know that when they push the B bomb site, it works. So it will be interesting to know in their game, in their mental game, why they chose to switch things up. 5-4 is the score, though. They do still have 1 round to play with. It looks like Riskin is going to meet up with somebody here. Getson gets the initial pick, so now it's a 3 versus 4 situation in favour of Vitality. Are they going to be able to close this one out? We're about to see.
Another A push. It does seem to have been rebuffed a little bit. It's now 2 versus 4. It's Xerox and Maxi, and unfortunately they're not buddied up, so they can't even try and trade. They're just going to have to try and get a flank and get a few kills here before they can really do anything. It does seem like Maxi's going to get 1.
Yeah, he does indeed. So now it's a 3-on-2. Azox gets them, and Dialux going up against Xerox and Maxi. See what's going to happen. see if Maxi is going to, see if he's going to be able to push it, which is Dayrox there. Maxi is the other player highlighted with that yellow bar, of course, on the kill feed, but he gets taken down. So Xarox with all the work to do, not going to happen. We hear them stomping next to us. 6-4 is the score. Vitality returns, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. Now, actually, Brycey, if I remember correctly, we actually saw, I think it was Millenium, or no, I think it was actually Vitality Returns take a 2-0 lead in the series, which we casted online.
Yeah,
and then
I think
Millenium made 2 maps comeback. I think that was the way it went anyway.
Yes, it was, because I don't believe a player ran straight through on the last cap of Blitz.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we go. Vitality returns now 2-0 up against Millenium. We're going to go to map number 3, and we'll be back with that right after the break. Hello and welcome back. It's almost time for map number 3, but first we have some highlights coming up from the games we have just watched. Yeah, of course, Vitality returns with a 2-0 lead in the series. Let's have a look at this one. So this is Azox on your screen. It's 1-on-1. So it's in the 3rd round. Manages to pick up that first kill there with a Bulldog. Great work coming in from him. Just having a look at some of the replays from the last game again as we do get set up for the next one. And this was such a crazy play. I love this Bulldog. It's such an interesting gun to use. It really is. A lot of players starting to use it now. It's kind of not really, shotguns have kind of been looked down occasionally by the competitive community, but a lot of people like using this Bulldog. The first person I saw use it was actually Flux, currently in Team Epsilon, but in fairness, he's kind of known for using guns, whatever guns he wants. Yeah, exactly, so and he still performs so well. But it's caught on. Yeah, it is indeed. So Xarox here, just on your screen, just for this quick replay before we do get the next game started for you all, which is going to be Blitz Warhawk. He's going to be pushing through here. Does get taken out. Azox again with that Bulldog, just completely finishing things up. And you do see him pump there with the fist pumps at the end. So that's going to be your quick highlight for you guys. I do believe we have another one, actually, just while things do get set up. It's actually going to be Dilux. This guy really played well so far, Bryce. You do have to admit. Azox actually picks up one there, as you can see in the kill cameras. He does manage to get the second one, and then this is the slot at the end, where he's just very casual here. He just kind of walks out and goes, there you are. Bang, done. And that accuracy, that just shows what a top player is. But here we go, getting straight into the game, making sure that we've got everything set up for you, just as the countdown does. Look at that. Great work from the producers, managing to get the highlights in there just as the game starts so we can bring you continuous Call of Duty action. But here we go. Riskin is the man on your screen. This is do or die for Millenium. 10 minutes of good gameplay, and they are still in with a fighting chance. If they don't play very well in this Blitz Warhawk game, they are out, and they are not going to LA. They said get some good man we're on board with here on the sticks. Let's see what he can do. He's going to try and push forward here. Warhawk, for me, like I said, is always going to be that map where players are quite likely to slip through rather than make the kills. Yep, again, please vote for your favourite teams. You do see that coming up on your screen. Team VITR or Team MILL. Please let us know who you think is going to take it. I would love to see those stats again. Let's have a look. 40, and it's completely switched. 57 Vitality returns, 42 Millenium. Millenium had such an advantage in the viewer polls earlier on. Things have completely switched. And to be quite honest, Brycey, I'm really not surprised. Yeah, me in fairness, Vitality returns really are playing out of their skin right now, and you can see if they can continue on doing this now. On board with Agony, he goes down at the same time. Both teams, look at this, there's actually players ready to go for this goal as he's going to get taken out as I do try to switch to him. So on board with Riskin. Riskin picks up the kill. One more man to go if he can get this quickly and get in. He does manage to make that one as well. There's another man come actually out to face him, and the spawn is going to go against him at the same time. Is he just going to jump in? No! Not able to make it.
Wow, that was so close. Maxi, the man on your screen, hasn't died yet. 2 kills to his name. Also, Zyla with 2 kills. Made that 3 kills for Maxi. He's going to be moving some work, of course. You know, we did talk about it earlier. 45th event for this man. So experienced. And he's going to be wanting to use that experience to bring back the deficit which he got. Doesn't look like it's going to work, though, as Vitality returns are going to try and get some map control. Start to move forward away from their base. Having a look at those orange arrows on your map. They're starting to move forward. Only 2, actually, at the second moving forward. And it looks like this is going to be such a close game, Brycey. We've already played 2 minutes and still not a single Blitz ball capture. Wow.
Yeah, I said both these teams, like I said, I knew that they knew each other. They've definitely played a lot against each other, and that means they're going to know any sneaky little trick, any kind of route players like to run. So it's very easy to shut down your opposite number. Yeah,
it is indeed. But Zyla, or Z1 on your screen, moving his way through American at the second, just going to be pushing this left-hand side of the map. Not going to be contested at the second, although there is somebody right behind him. He has been spotted, so he does get taken down. That's 2 down for Millenium, switching over to Riskin. He's defending in the second. He gets taken down, so Xerox was momentarily last one left alive. Broken, that's Agony pushing through there.
Agony
is able to pick it up. That's 3 down again for Millenium. First blood on the Blitz portal area goes to Vitality.
It does, as Dalek's trying to put some bullets down. Teammate's going to go in and gets the assist as well. So they just continue going through the relay. There's 1 man left, and it's going to be gets him. He's not able to hold off 3 members of Millenium, though. And it does mean that he's going to have to just come all the way back from spawn. But 2-0 up now for Vitality return.
Yeah, and this is just getting further and further away from Millennium's grasps. Are they going to be able to come back into this? We've seen some crazy comebacks today, some incredible series of Call of Duty Ghosts action. I've thoroughly loved the first day here of the European qualifiers. Are we going to see some more crazy plays from Millenium? If they are one team who here could really come back and do that, Millenium are definitely one of those. But gets them. You're just not able to stop him right now. 8-4 is his score, 2 kill death ratio. Almost picks up his 9th kill there. Unfortunately, does get taken out. But still, Vitality, very slow first half here, Brycey.
It really is. So Agony is the man we're on board with. It does seem like Millenium are just being pushed back and back and back. I'm going to try and jump on board with Maxi for the moment, see if he can get some engagements going on. But he doesn't. So I'm actually going back on Agony. He goes down at the same time. So switch to another player. They're down. Only Dalek's left alive.
Yeah, he is indeed. So we'll see if they are going to be able to push forward. You do see a couple of players. That was Agony actually just to his left, respawning in front of him. What's going to happen now? Have a look at them doing this base defense work. One of them's going to be pushing around here in a second. You can have a look at that mini-map, although it's not so mini. Really taking up a good portion of the screen, so you can see absolutely everything. Vitality on the defensive here, and they've been able to push out now. They've taken everybody away from there. Let's see if they can get any map control.
Yes, we can. Still on board with Dalek's. The man's POV. Let's see if he can try and make a play here. Very low scoring game of Blitz at the moment.
Yeah, it is indeed. Actually the lowest I think I've ever casted over on the first half. You do see some good games on Blitz, but this is just one which really shows how close these two teams are, that they just cannot get between each other. But Millenium have actually been able to get one through there. That's Xerox getting the first capture on the board for his team. It's 3-1 though, completely traded back though, as Dialogues is missing shots. That player's not even going to challenge him. Great decision, of course. We heard people talking about earlier how they love those sneaky plays when people just don't challenge. They just try and get away from them, but it looks like Azok's going to be able to extend their lead. 4-1 is the score. Vitality returns are going to be able to take the lead here heading into the second half, and Brycey, they are 5 minutes away from LA.
They really are. Can they make this? Can they just shut out Millenium completely with a swift 3-0?
I will be gutted if they do, to be quite honest. I know we're supposed to be
You're
neutral.
always gutted with these things.
Yeah,
Chewy has this really annoying habit. He always prays every single game goes to map number 5, regardless of what game it is.
It's because I have known in my whole 10 months of casting Call of Duty that I just always cast 3-0 shutouts. It's just the way that things happen. And I'll either get a really close series or a really, one which just goes completely shut out, done over very, very quickly. And, these are top teams. This was the one that I predicted was going to go right down to the wire. But with the way that Vitality Returns are playing, we're going to be seeing them at Champs in just a few weeks' time.
It does look that way. I'm actually on board with Agony playing under the broken game attack at the moment. So Agony is on the sticks, the man's POV. We will be watching. Let's see what he can do. Can they extend this lead to give themselves more of a cushion against Millenium?
Yep, indeed. 4-2 is the score. Millenium on 2. Vitality returns on 4. That was a great kill just over the top of that fencing area. But the enemies actually scored, so Millenium's been able to push it out. I believe that was Xerox with his second one. Could have been risking with his first on the board. Having a look at this, Agony, 12-5. Great work on the slaying power for him, and he's also got the most captures. We'll see what's going to happen, though. He's going to be able to pick up another kill. He did just about pick that one up, I do believe. 4-3 is the score.
So there's Daleks just trying to keep away from it and keep going on. He doesn't manage to at the same time. It's now 4-3 to Vitality. They're so close, these two teams. Broken, better known as Agony, picks that one up. Is it going to be a play? Is he going to slip through? No!
Oh, wow.
Azox, as we get onto him, just goes quick, snap, bang, it takes him down. And now staying on board with him, he's got support from his teammates, but they have to go through 4 players of Millennium. Now, the thing about this, even if they push in and start getting these kills, they've got to be careful of the spawn. They've got to either get in quick enough so the spawns don't matter, or they've got to manipulate the spawns enough that they can actually lock it down.
Yeah, have a look at that blue player who's next to him, his teammate. He's actually right near there, so he's the last one left alive, and it is going to be Agony there. Now, he did have an opportunity early on. Of course, he didn't know because he wasn't quite sure how far up the Millennium players were, but if he did just walk forward, as he's doing now, he's going to be able to push through exactly the example which I wanted to show you guys.
Lucky timing
I
there.
know, right? Exactly what we wanted to see from Agony, and that's going to extend it 5-3. Sneaky man, Agony. Great work from him. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock. He's going to be able to pick up another kill here towards his home base, but there's somebody coming right around the back for Millennium. I wonder who that actually is. He's going to get challenged. It is Maxi. He's got some work to do. Is he going to be able to push in here, Brycey? We will see.
I think he's waiting for a few kills to go down. Once he's seen a few kills go down, he's going to be more hopeful that he's actually going to sneak in. Now, Maxi's forced to make a move because that player actually got a cab. Gets one. He's not going to get a second, though. And there's 3 points in at the moment. 3 minutes left to go for Millennium to try to come back into this, or they will be going home and going no further.
Yeah, and again, of course, one of these teams will be progressing through not only the champs in LA, but also progressing through to the European Championships tomorrow with a prize pot for the winners. The winner takes all of 15,000 euros. So it's incredibly interesting to see, the top European teams, but you're not going to see the returns or Millennium in there. That's going to be very interesting to see how, of course, that bracket does play out tomorrow. 17-7 for Agony, 3 captures to his name. Definitely the standout player, but you have to say that every single Vitality Returns player has put in a good shift. They've done absolutely phenomenal work. Dialux, really one of the standout players. Azok's playing great as well.
Just slipped through, has he?
I think great kill from Zyla. He's going to be able to get the capture. Yes, he's indeed. 2 minutes, 19 seconds left on the clock. 6-4 it is. They can still come back into it, Bryce.
They can. Dialux is going to go for it, and he slide in as well. Trade, kind of rendering that point null, and it's 2 minutes, 9 seconds now for Millennium. The seconds are ticking away, the minutes are slipping past, and so are the dreams and hopes of this Millennium team to represent a Worlds.
Oh yeah, indeed, and of course, if Vitality Returns are able to push through and be able to take the Series 3-0, they will be the first confirmed French team heading to the Call of Duty World Championships. Let's switch on board with Azox, the man on your screen, on a 2 streak out the second, 11-8 score for him, using his Remington, just going to try and do some defense work, not going to work though. Xerox manages to take him out. He gets taken down, the revenge kill coming in from Agony, really the impressive player so far in this Blitz game. Is it going to be the difference in this entire map? Is it going to be the one that secures their spot? We will see in the next 1 minute and 31 seconds.
That was a perfectly timed knee slide under the truck.
Wow. And that's what's so great about that feature, knee slide, is that you can do that.
First time I've seen somebody do that.
I really want to see a replay of that, because that just looked absolutely phenomenal.
And did power slide under the truck, and now it's still 3 points. 1 minute, 16 seconds left. Vitality, can they hold on? Millennium, can they make the difference? However, they have got bodies in there. It's now down 3 points. They do have an opportunity to get another body in, and look at them push. They're pushing so hard, they both go down. As all of Vitality are now there. Are they going to dig in, or are they going for it? Broken. Agony actually taking down Dialux on a hair trigger now. This is where the stress comes in. Oh, he went for the mantle. Unfortunately, tried to jump away. Doesn't get him. His teammate cleans it up. 50 seconds now, 3 points. Once it gets to 21 seconds, it's game over.
And it's all defensive for Vitality. Agony picking up 1 kill. He's going to be able to pick up another one. This is just complete defense work coming in. We've seen not actually as many smoke grenades as I did predict going down, but now they're starting to come in. Going to see if Millennium are going to be able to come down. 34 seconds left, Brycey. This is all or nothing. This is do or die for Millennium.
Brilliant. Look how hard Millennium are now pushing. They're going to come through. He's going to try to... Well, no, is he going to win the gunfight? He's trying to get on the point. It just deflected there for a few more seconds. The point has gone in. It's now still 2 points as it has been traded. They have to get every single one of these now. And you can see, who's that actually just staying on it? It's Vitality are just laying on it. They are stacking up around it. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Vitality will be going to the World Championships.
I mean, I'm so happy for them. They thoroughly deserved it. They came and showed up against Millennium. I mean, Millennium of all squads to sweep 3-0, that is one hell of an achievement. I predicted it would go to a 3-2. Once again, I am wrong, but Riddles, once again, you're wrong. Get that dunce hat on, my friend, because you have got it wrong. And we see a lot of the Vitality guys, of course, Gataga in front of us, and the rest of the Rises squad, very happy to know that their teammates are going to be heading to them. Of course, Vitality Rises will be on the stream a tiny bit later on, going up against Infamous Theory. That's going to be another good match indeed. But there we go, Brycey. 3-0 is the score.
Yeah.
That was a lot quicker series than I thought.
That was an incredible series still, though. 3-0 doesn't really justify some of the plays and the back and forth that actually went on with those two teams. The only one that was a really clean slate was kind of the Domination. Yeah. But it's actually, worked really, really well.
Yeah, and this is the thing with Call of Duty. It just comes down to those really really nitpicky things, and that's why I'm so excited to see what the analysts have to say about these things, because again, it's one of those things where this game could have gone any way indeed, but that's going to be it from these two teams here. Millenium unfortunately going home without anything, I'm afraid, for them. Such a shame to see them out of the tournament, but as you say, Vitality Returns completely deserved that result.
It certainly is. So over to you guys in the studio.
Yes, hello, welcome back to the studio. So we're back here on the couch. We've lost one of our number. It wasn't because I kicked him off because he kept getting them all wrong all the time, although maybe it was. Silly old Daddy. Anyway, how are you doing? How do you think that go? Let's talk through. Big surprises for you guys?
Well, me and Josh pretty much guessed it right, didn't we? We both said
so you're still in the lead.
He's one ahead of me.
And you're 1 behind. 4-3. And basically, he got thrown away. We were like, rubbish, can't predict anything. Leave.
Yeah.
So let's talk through the map. So first of all, it's Domination on Freight. Any big surprises on that one?
I was speaking to Tommy outside, who kind of called it pretty much bang on. He said as soon as Agony finishes this, he'll stand up and he'll hype his team up, because he's went absolutely off, and that's what he done.
Yeah.
He smashed the map and he stood up and he got his team all hyped up, and then that carried forward.
Again, we're coming back to this like G'ing everyone up thing. It seems to make a really big difference.
So important, it's so important.
Anything to add on that one there?
As Scott said, as soon as one player gets going on Freight, it just gives you such an advantage. It's such a close range map, and especially when it's a SMG, just getting the faces, getting the buildings, and it was game since then.
Right, the next map, which was S&D on Sovereign. That's right, yeah. So I can't read my own handwriting half the time. This is part of the problem. I'm like, this is terrible. What did you think about this particular match?
I thought it was a lot closer than expected. There was a really nice Azox 3v1, which we'll probably see at some point with the Bulldog. It was really nice. And then there was almost one at the end as well, but he just choked on the last kill slightly, and he was just running up the bottom of the staircase. But it was really, really close, to be honest. But again, Vitality just edged them out.
Yeah, Scott said Vitality made the important kills and managed to bring the win in. They got the certain clutch plays with the 1 versus 3, nearly had the 1 versus 4, but couldn't get the last kill. It was really close. It's a good map to watch because it's so enclosed, and it's the shotguns, which you don't really see on any other map. So it was a good watch, and fair play to Vitality.
And then, of course, final Blitz on Warhawk. So what do you guys make of that?
Well, I noticed that Vitality were running 3 SMGs, and what that basically allowed them to do was to hold a really high line and the map, which gave them quite a good lead, especially on the first half. It meant they ran 1 AR who basically swept up everything behind them, and 3 SMGs just kept running and getting caps. And if you can set that up, that's pretty much the perfect setup on Blitz.
Yeah, the Blitz was actually a pretty slow-paced game. So at the start of, it was like 2-1 in the first 3 minutes. Yeah. And then towards the end of the game, it started getting faster and faster. It was like 8-4 to Vitality at one point, and it ended up being 8-7. And like Millenium was so close to capping it at the end, like it nearly brought it back, which could have changed the whole tide of the game, because it would have been a replay, I think it was, or overtime, and then Millenium could have won that and then of the hype. So it was pretty good watch, and fair play to Vitality.
So yeah, of course. Well, big congratulations to Vitality there, and let's go on to the next match we're going to be seeing, which is TCM versus Leverage. So, are you going to? How many have you got right so far?
4.
4 out of 5. So you're 1 behind. What's your call on this one? So this is all to play for. I bet you do realise that you will be, thrown off the sofa.
We'll just assume he chooses Leverage.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think? So TCM? Are we both? Yeah, both can say TCM?
Yeah, I think TCM will do it pretty comfortably.
3-0. What are we think?
Yeah.
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 I mean, I don't know, but then like life has this wonderful way of then just being like, you think you know, right? But actually something really strange is going to happen. But I mean, it's got to be something pretty spectacular for it to not go their way.
I mean, Leverage made a last-minute change. They brought in Ashley Silversby, who's quite a kind of veteran to the scene. Yeah. He's got a lot of experience, so he should improve the team.
But has he played with them much, though?
Not really, no. I think it's only been the past week. But he should bring quite a kind of calm head to the group. Yeah. As I said, a lot of experience, which should help them out.
But it's all this is the one thing I can't get my head around so much in esports. It's impossible to keep track of team members. Like, it's just insane. You just about get to know a team, and then everything kind of switches around, and just in between every different event, it always changes. But surely, I mean, I can appreciate that you want to kind of keep things fresh, but it must really affect the dynamic. Because also, you've got to remember that it's not just how you play and how you work well together. Your people as well, and personalities can really, really clash. Absolutely. And surely that's got to be a massive, massive influence.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, even just walking about out in the crowd, most of the people that I've teamed with at some point, same with Josh as well, but it's more of a case of it might be right at one point in time to team with someone and you might go on really well and the chemistry's good and you could go to a LAN event, you might even win it, but then right afterwards you realise it's just not going to work. Maybe something's happened or you've noticed something in game and you just think, I just can't go forward.
Is it a little bit, when you first start playing for like a new team, is it a little bit like dating? Is it just like a bit awkward and you're trying to like sniff each other out a little bit?
You always have to trial, when you first make a team, you always trial players, or like you play with people who you think it may work with, or like from certain set roles. But it's changed recently. I think it's like nowadays you know how everyone plays, like everyone knows each other in a scene. So if you know there's certain players who are looking for a new team, or you want to try to get in your team, you'll just contact them and like you go from there. Like sometimes a team may not work straight away, but teams recently have started just trying to work on it instead of just changing players. It's a lot more stable than it actually used to be.
So you're saying that maybe we don't need a kind of like esports e-harmony, right?
No, definitely not.
It's already e-harmony. It's got the E in there already, so you can put up like your little photo in your profile, be like, I'm looking for someone who likes, Blitz to play with. Yeah. Oh, I think we've got some little highlights actually coming up on the screen here. So do you want to sort of talk us through?
This was just the last kill. I think this was Azox clutch. Yeah, that's the two. And then he goes down the bottom. He takes the AR and he spots the player just at the top of the stairs. And it's just really quick reactions, to be honest. He sees him straight away and that's him.
Well, oh no, we got more. We have more.
This is the Blitz right at the end of what I said. This is when I was on about the Blitz right at the end, I think, where he becomes really close. Plays from then, pushing up, getting aggressive by Millenium. And that's it.
Wow. So, well, I think it's the time to see if you will still be proved right, see if you're still champion here of guessing. I feel like there should be some kind of pool of money to win, or not having to wear a hat.
The trophy.
You don't get a trophy, I'm sorry, you've got to completely win. Now next we're going to be going to see TCM versus Leverage, so over to the casters.
Hello and welcome back to the European Championship Regionals. Myself and Gucci will be guiding you through the TCM and Leverage game, promising to be quite a good one. A lot of people back in TCM for this.
Yeah, definitely. I think that Leverage are the obvious underdogs in this matchup. I mean, we heard Mac there speak about the addition of Ashley Sowersby to the roster, perhaps providing that wealth of experience, the calm head, might help them out a little bit, but I think even with that change, you're still going to see the dominance of TCM here. Yeah,
I mean, Sowers has actually been competing in the competitive Call of Duty scene for over 6 years now, way before I even knew about it, and he's still competing at this very high level, obviously securing his place here at the regionals. I think they've got a real struggle, though, against TCM. TCM arguably, might take this whole event.
Yeah, this TCM lineup, I mean, they look so strong. I was speaking to Jerd earlier, Epsilon Jerd, of course, and he was saying it's sort of between him, their team, Epsilon, and TCM to sort of take the event.
Sure.
That was his opinion on the matter.
And I think that's what a lot of people are actually saying. I mean, the actual individual players within both teams all have the standout careers, if you like. They've all got top placements in previous events. And working together and recent Ghost performances, you'd be a fool not to think one of those is actually going to win this overall.